Last week, there was a story that came out with a black woman that had a reaction on her face. She alleged that some people beat her up for not giving her a number. You came out about that and kind of was critical about those men. That came out to be a hoax.
We don't know that.
For the sake of conversation, if you were wrong, do you think that, man, I probably should have looked a little more into that? Do you ever,
Because there's nothing wrong with holding black men to a standard of behavior in public when it comes to our sisters.
That wasn't even there?
Well,
Nothing happened?
remember now, even if it didn't happen to her, black women are being choked out and murdered by their black male lovers on a regular basis. Black women are being choked out and murdered by their black male lovers on a regular basis. It's still
But
an
this
issue.
wasn't that situation.
It may have not been, but
Yeah.
my point is I'm not going to draw the energy back because that awareness that's coming from my commentary is still very much needed out there because black women are being abused and ignored.
The FBI data, which compares crime rates in the third quarter of 2023 to the same period last year, found that violent crime has dropped 8%, while property crime fell 6.3% to what would be the lowest since 1961, according to criminologist Jeff Ashner, who analyzed the FBI numbers. This is directly from the FBI. You see that? All violent crime offenders versus victim demographics. And for what that guy was saying, that all black men are out there causing all these issues.
Black men are the weakest link. We the weakest link, bro.
This is the total of black men that committed violent crimes. All violent crimes in 2022. It came out to 448 black men. And that's the offender. White men, it was 389,000. So they had more violent offenders than black men. In 2022, there's your number. And I say hypothetically because women are included in that as well. And that's just not African-American men. That's either black or African-American. That includes Caribbean men, African men. Y'all see how they try and spin this narrative that all black men are bad? Now let's go here. Homicide offender versus victim demographics. And again, I put hypothetically because all black men and all black women are included in this. But let's just say this was all attributed to black men. Homicide offenders, 8,694 black or African-American people. And I'm using black men as the bar because that's where, we tend to look towards. That constitutes 0.04% of the 20 million black men population, hypothetically. And I keep saying that for a reason. Women are included in this as well. Men from Africa, from the continent, Caribbean, all these men and women are included in that. But I just use it as a bar to show how it looks when attributed to black men. 0.04%. That's how many black men were homicide offenders in 2022. Grape. This is a popular one that our women like to focus on. The women, the black women who hate black men, they always point to, well, black men are graping all of us, failing to mention that the men that they're trying to divest to, they have an offender of grape rate of 58, almost 59,000. Compared to black men, 27,000 grape offenders in 2022. Okay? That's a pretty big gap, right? So what makes our women go out into the world, get on these YouTube spaces, and try and attribute grape to black men? Because if you look at, if it was all black men, and this is not just all black men, this is women included as well. And when they say grape, we're talking about, child stuff as well. This constitutes 0.13% of the 20 million black men, hypothetically. That 27,000. I don't know what the black community gains to try and make it seem like all black men are just inherently dangerous. Maybe y'all can answer that question for me. I don't know. So put in the chat if y'all learned something today. Because I know a lot of people were like, man, so you really mean to tell me that what, less than 5% of the black men are causing all these issues in the black community? Then why would the black community run out there and say, you know, make it seem like all black men are causing all these problems? Wonder why they would do that. Maybe it's conditioning. Maybe it's to keep us separated. Maybe it's to keep black women thinking that black men are inherently dangerous. Maybe it's for the fact that they want society to believe that black men are inherently dangerous. That's why I take offense to guys like that brother getting on panels and saying black men are the weakest link.
Black men are the weakest link. We the weakest link, bro.
When you say black men, you're saying that as it's all black men, and that's a problem. So we have to be very clear on these spaces. It's embarrassing, man.